Okay, so on this one, we're wanting to factor these three. And whenever you factor specifically x squared x no x, that form, it's always going to be two parentheses. X is in the front. Okay, and we're looking for two numbers that multiply to be 54, negative 54 specifically, and add to be plus 3x. That's always how it works with the double parentheses. You put the x's in the front, then you find two numbers that multiply to be the number in the back, add to be the number in the middle. So what two numbers multiply to equal negative 54? Well, at first, let's don't worry about the negative. It's kind of like too much stuff to worry about all at once. Let's just focus on 54. What multiplies to 54? Well, you can go like 2 times 27 is 54. 3, and that'd be 3 times 18. You just use your calculator. You can just find different things that work. I don't think 4 works, 5 works. 6 times 9 is 54. And there's probably others. Let's just stop right there. Now, so there's some options. Those different numbers. Now, I know they don't make negative 54. I'll get to the negative in a minute. Let's just focus on the plain old 54 for start. So which of those numbers, the 2 and the 27, the 3 and the 18, or the 6 and the 9, have the ability to either add or subtract? Now, when I say add in the middle, I hope you understand that I mean or subtract. What do you mean? Well, because adding a negative is really subtracting, isn't it? So when I say the middle comes from adding, I mean adding or subtracting, because it could be a negative. So again, getting back to the question, which of these numbers then have the ability to add or subtract to be the middle plus 3x? Well, now we see it's the 6 and the 9, isn't it? So it's the 6 and the 9 because they subtract to be 3. 9 minus 6 is 3. Okay, now notice I first put in the numbers without the signs. So let me give you a tip on the sign. So here's probably the most important thing I'm going to say about the sign. The sign in the middle always goes to the bigger number. Did we all hear that? The sign, this will help you, especially when things get harder in the next section. The sign in the middle always goes to the bigger number. Now, the other sign may be positive or negative, it sort of depends on what's going on. But you see, let me write that. Sign in the middle, right? This, you know what I mean? Middle. This is the middle sign right here. Right? That's the sign right in the middle, on the middle term. Sign in the middle goes to the bigger number. 9 is bigger than 6. The sign in the middle will always be taken by the bigger number. Now, the other sign could be that same, the other number could be that same sign or different. That sort of depends on the problem. How do you know? Well, they have to multiply to be negative 54. How can two numbers multiply to be negative? One of them's got to be negative, so that decides the issue right away. Right? You get a negative times a positive, right? Negative 6 times positive 9 makes negative 54, doesn't it? And they do subtract to be the number in the middle, right? Positive 9 take away 6 is positive 3. It's right, isn't it? There we go. Now you can switch the order. You can have the x plus 9 coming first and the x minus 7 all to say or. Either one's fine. So the order doesn't matter, but the signs matter. So the 9 has to be the positive and the 6 has to be the negative wherever they are. So you see how I determined that? 6 and 9 are the numbers that multiply to be 54. They're the ones that can subtract to be 3. And then the sign in the middle always goes on the bigger number. So there we go.